Hey guys, Magnus Robert here, bringing you another video. Now, how do I introduce this one? So, a while back, I created this event. I do this a lot. I kind of create my events like 4, 5, 6, 7 months prior to actually releasing them. So sometimes, occasionally, this happens. I have an event in the works, and then of course an update will come out that will add a majority of the content, or it will add so much that the event just doesn't work anymore. And that's sadly what happened to my Cosmic Wars event. It was already pretty scarce as is, and now that the Showbiz Showdown updates came out, it's kind of ruined this event a little bit. Like, it's not really doable. Now, granted, it's still possible. They could still throw some things around, maybe pull from a few different episodes, and maybe they could scrape this thing together, but I figured I'd just release this to you anyway. Now, when I say in the works, I have not got a quest line for this event. There is no quest line, so you're going to have to do without the quest line, but I couldn't really be bothered doing the quest line now that, you know, the event's kind of never going to happen. Not like my events ever happen, but I wouldn't enjoy doing the quest line as much, but maybe I'll kind of come up with something on the spot as we go along. So to start up, right, there's a new Cosmic Wars sequel coming out, right? That's what we're going to go with. So Cosmic Wars, it's having a sequel, it's having a requel, all right? A sequel reboot, okay? And the fans are not happy because they are not bringing back any of the original cast, and it's all new cast. And also, just to show you how old this event is, I actually had tappables, and these are going to be the free tappables, which is going to be Cosmic War fans. So, yeah. Moving on, there was going to be a super premium item. That was going to be Parody Man, as you can see here. Pretty cool little funny character. Would they be able to get away with this? I think maybe it's possible. Yeah, Parody Man, obviously he's got Wolverine's claws, Spider-Man's top, Darth Vader's helmet, there's this Wonder Woman's skirt and legs, and Thor's Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. So yeah, Parody Man, $8.99 or pounds. So that would be pretty cool. And then we'll get to the store. For Act 1, we've got Jim Jam Bonks' Wild Ride with Jim Jam Bonks. Obviously, this thing is still very possible to be added. I think this is a good combo. So, yeah, this one's possible. 150 donuts, pretty cool character. Obviously, the Jar Jar Binks parody, and it'll come with the ride, obviously, that's at the Disneyland. And then we have my prize track, so let's get into it. So, let's say Act 1, basically what's going to happen is, who knows? This is a tricky one. How do we do this? I've got to come up with this on the spot. So basically, the actors are mad and they decide that they're going to make their own film, but it's going to be a parody of the Cosmic Wars, right? They're gonna have to use parody law to get around making their own Cosmic Wars thing. It's a nice little meta joke for Tapped Out having a Cosmic Wars / Star Wars event. And so basically, maybe Bart and Lisa are all involved, let's say, as well. Maybe Randall Curtis can be, or Jim Jam Bonks, maybe he can be there. Jim Jam Bonks is like, I know I'm a fictional character, but I'm riding on this film and I want it to be in the next one. And everyone's like, well, you're the least hated character. You're the most hated character. I kind of want Jim Jam Bonks to sort of lead the event along with Randall Curtis, but I feel like he should be like a halfway point character. So the first prize, of course, is going to be the Cosmic War fighter ship. Pretty cool little decoration there. You're going to have the county, obviously they couldn't use the word stormtrooper, but they could have the county trooper jamboree, and these could be like discount stormtroopers, and like we need like some bad guy, we need some goons for the bad guys. What we're gonna do? And like, oh, we found these villains out in the country. They all do. Then you got the Cosmos Stone. Yeah, this is just like something in the background. I know it's like a really background thing, but I wanted to have like at least one building in each prize track. So I figured, even though this is in the background, they could make it work. They could have this big rocket here with this big dome structure here, and they could just kind of make it like a semi-tapped out exclusive item. I don't know. I think it could work. And then we have the STST, which obviously has already been added. I've just called it the STST to get away with the parody law. But obviously they've called it the Robot Walker in Tapped Out, which that works as well. So that would be added. And then Zoda as the final character. So Zoda, obviously he doesn't have a name in the thing. He's just kind of the Yoda parody character. But why not give him a name? Zoda. I think that works. Yeah, it's a really crappy. It's about as good as Paul Flaw. So what was it? Paul Flaw, is it? I think that's it, right? That's his name. Yeah, it's about clever as that, so why not? And he'd be the final character. You know, he's like, I'm going to I'm going to make this sequel successful, I am. And then we got the Gills deal. So, boom, Gil's going to come. He's got the Jabba Tahiki Hut preschool with Darth Gerald for 200 donuts. So, yeah, I think this one could be pretty awesome for sure. So, you get this little, you know, really nice building from one of the short films that's added onto Disney Plus. And you get Dark Gerald, not Darth Gerald. It'd have to be Dark Gerald. I'm trying to get away with it. And maybe they would have to change the colour of the lightsaber, similar to what they did with, what's his name? The Collector. But yeah, they could add that. I'm sure they won't be sued by Disney. And then we've got Act 2. So this would be a sort of interior building, so a bit of a crappy-ish building, but I don't know if they could make it work like what they did with the Hell Stage. The Hell Stage is a really, really cool building, despite it being an interior. I really like it. I want to hate that building, but I don't. And I think they could do something similar with this. So we get the Assembly, obviously the Senate, but we're going to call it the Assembly, with Mr. Chairman, who is right here, for 150 donuts. So yeah, he's like the Emperor Palpatine sort of parody character, or what you call him, Creamy Sheev. So yeah, he could be a pretty good character, I think, and you know, he could kind of serve as the villain for this one, so I think he'd be a good character for Act 2. And then we've got the prize track. So first, I think a Cosmic War billboard. Obviously, there's a poster here, but turn this into like a billboard, and I think that could be pretty cool. The Jabba the Tahiki Hut ride that's in the Disneyland would be pretty cool. Cosmic Wars fan. I want this as an NPC, and look, I know that this is like... But this is just so funny with the dog. This has to be added as an NPC, please. I want this. Then we've got the crowd of Cosmic War nerds. Yeah, I know, I hate crowds, but I was really scraping for this one, like I said. So that's what I came up with. Crowd of Cosmic War nerds. And you know what? There are some pretty funny looking ones anyway, so I think that could work. And then Duke Air Stroller for the final character. Again, we don't actually have a name for this guy, but we know he's meant to be a parody of Luke Skywalker, so I chose the name Duke Air Stroller. And I think that's better than Paul Flart as a parody name. I think that's much better. So yeah, so what could be the sort of quest line for this one? So I think for this one we could kind of have, you know, now Zoda's on board, they need a villain for their film. Mr. Chairman, he doesn't really want to be the villain, but he agrees he will be the villain on one condition: he's able to have like he's able to, you know, put most of the blame on Jabba the Tahiki Hut, alright? And they're just going to use a prop for that. Then you get, like, the fans lining up as well, and they're like, wait, sugar, we forgot a hero. We haven't even got a hero in our story. We need to come up with something. And that's when they get Duke Air Stroller. Act 3, this is where I want the Cosmic Wars Ranch to be added with Randall Curtis, and this is where Randall Curtis kind of comes in. He's like the main villain of this event, and he's like, hang on a minute, you guys cannot make this film, I'm gonna sue you to high heavens. And that's where we can have like the blue-haired lawyer come in maybe, and yeah, he's gonna be pretty pissed about this. So they've kind of got to come, and because they've already done so much production, Randall Curtis agrees to give it a shot. So we start off with the Cosmic Wars Ranch sign, which is right here, and I know it's included in the building and the thing. Then you get the stage set, so you get stage 4 and stage 7, and maybe even a few more stages they can add. So I want this to be like an actual big, you know, big ass kind of complex, not just one little tiny crappy stage. Give us stage 7, give us stage 4, maybe give us stage 6 and 5, you know, just have them in the background, tapped out exclusive it. Then we have this green screen set. I think the guy on the computer could be there, maybe not the guy here, but, or actually, to be honest, you wouldn't even need the people there. You could just have like the little set with the movie cameras and the green screen, and I think that would be a fine enough decoration, nothing amazing. You got the Cosmic Wars tour bus, which is right here. Yeah, it doesn't look anything too amazing, but I think this is fair enough. I think this is a simple-ish decoration. I think this is my weakest act, to be honest, because it's only got one building, which would be this. But and then it finishes with a Randall Curtis comic book guy, because basically what's going to happen at the end is a comic book guy is going to be involved in this quest line as well. Obviously, he's also wanting to make this film, and basically he's going to imitate Randall Curtis so well that the Judge Schneider basically ends up throwing out the case because he can't tell who the real Randall Curtis is, and Randall Curtis is like, what? He's fatter than me and he's taller than me. What the hell are you on about? I don't know. I think that could be kind of funny. Anyway, Act 4. This is Act 4, right? Yeah. Act 4, we got the Cosmic War ship. Obviously, this is the ship that the actual Mark Hamill shows up in the Murder to the Mob episode. But Cosmic War ship with R3. And R3 is the character's actual name because C-3PO calls him R3. And this will be 150 donuts. He will be a full playable character. And yeah, he's going to have the Christmas lights on, and why not? Because it's from the holiday special. So, Comic Book Guy, it's nearly complete. They just need, but let's say like Jeremy and Diane, those guys, they're kind of like, hang on. It's a good film, right? It's a good film. You got away with the copyright. You got your villain. You've got your real villain, Jabba the Tiki Hut. You got your hero there. You got Zoda there. It's looking really good. And you're able to avoid the copyright with Randall Curtis. But there's one issue. Where's your comic relief character? And because Jim Jam Bunks, he's in it, but he wants to be like a serious character. You see, so he's not the comic relief anymore. So that's where they got R3. But R3 is nothing without X3BO, right? And they really need X3BO to be in this. So this is all about convincing him to be in it. So, and also the whole kids thing. So, to start off, you'll get your Death Star parody. I don't know what I'm going to call it. What? The Death Ball? Yeah, call it Death Ball. You get your Death Ball. I want this to be big. So I want this to be like a sort of big floating building, basically. So that'll be pretty cool. Then you got your Cosmic Wars Blocko set. Again, this is kind of to relate to the whole, we need to appeal to kids thing. And the project will be finished. Then you get your Space Horse as well. Again, we need merchandise options. So you get your Space Horse. And then just to sort of finish it off, the film is allowed. Maybe I'd have to swap these two things around, but the film is complete and everyone can watch it. But the issue is you have to watch it. It's been exclusive, it's exclusive to streaming services only. No cinema would play it. So, no cinema had the balls to play it. So, unfortunately, they've done the film, their little Cosmic Wars parody film. They've able to make a film for the fans that all the fans love and adore, but it's unfortunately on streaming services. So, everyone has to rush to Java the Hutt, which is obviously like an internet cafe. So, that's where everyone would have to watch it. And then to close off, obviously, X3BO, maybe he's actually regretted being in the film, and he's like, I hate being the butt of the joke, what is this? And he gets really mad. So yeah, that's my event. I don't have any quests or tasks or anything like that, but we could maybe quickly do some, or we could just go through animations. Let's do it. So for Parody Man, we got to have something with the hammer. Maybe he's jumping up, smacking the hammer down, making a ruckus. That could be pretty cool. And then maybe also we could have like a funny kind of suing thing. Maybe he's like read out his lawsuits or whatever, and he's just there with this big like scroll, like reading through all of his charges. Or alternatively, he could be like running away from like an NPC police officer or something. Jim Jam Bonks, we got to have one with him on the ride, either advertising the ride or like, actually his like head is here, and or maybe he's on top of the head or something, and then we have to have one with his breakfast cereal, like advertising his breakfast cereal, that's for sure. Zoda, I think definitely it's tricky. I don't know about this one. Can't really think of one on the spot. Maybe something with like a blaster or something, test out its blasting skills. Maybe him just reading, that could be kind of funny. There's so much you can do with Dark Gerald. Gotta have a battle with Maggie, that's for sure. Like a 1v1 with Maggie. That would be really cool. And as well, what else? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. You can call it something. We gotta have him addressing the assembly, obviously. And then maybe actually him kind of putting on his cloak, like reveal he's the bad guy, and he puts on like a hood or something. That could be kind of funny. For Duke's air stroller, it would be pretty cool to see him sort of air strolling, maybe, like Luke Skywalker. I know he doesn't walk on the sky, but I think that could be kind of like a funny like thing, like a play on the name, and actually have him like walking on air like Jesus or something. And then we could just have like a fight bad guys or something generic, really. Randall Curtis, he's obviously got to have an animation with the Space Horse if possible. Maybe he could just have one on his own though, without the space. Like the Space Horse could be like part of the animation and not, like he doesn't actually use the decoration. He just kind of has a separate one as an animation. That's possible, or you could include it. And then I think as well, type up the next like film, him like by a typewriter on a desk. That could be pretty funny. For Randall, he's got to have one with his ripping his jeans. That would be funny for the comic book guy costume. And then maybe also like, I don't know. you could come up with something, all right? R3 could have fly around, I don't know, zap people. An X3BO can have serve soup like he did in the episode, or he could just be like, you know, his arms falling off or something, fall apart, or maybe his like try be serious and he's like wearing a suit or something. You know, try be a serious character for once. But yeah, that is my Cosmic Wars event. Like I said, I didn't really want to go all out with it, but I thought it'd be worth showing. Because I do think it's possible. Now, obviously, out of all the stuff that's been added, I still think there is a chance they could possibly make this. Because the STST, obviously we've got this, but I'm sure we can find something to replace it. And what else have we got? God, we don't have anything from that act. Obviously, we have the Cosmic Wars Ranch, but we don't have Randall Curtis. We obviously have these stages. Well, we at least have Stage 4. I guess they could add Stage 7 if they really wanted to, but I don't know if they'd be worth it at that point. The signs have been included in the building, I'm pretty sure, so you couldn't add the sign. At least I think it is. And this Space Horse has been added. But to be fair, everything else hasn't been added, so I guess it is still... they could at least take some stuff from it. But I just really wanted to make a Cosmic Wars, you know, a Star Wars parody event, and I did think it was possible. It's a shame I couldn't actually like make this event into what it was, but I guess I could have, but I just I kind of lost my motivation to do it once they added some of the stuff. And it's a shame because I feel like the stuff's been wasted for a Showbiz Showdown. And I don't think this event's perfect, like character-wise. You know, I think a lot of these characters are just basic parody characters, very much like the Showbiz Showdown. But I do think there's just like so much cool like buildings and stuff they could have added. And I think they could have really made this event special, like a Cosmic Wars event. I think, like, obviously I would much prefer what I've made, because I think this actually would work quite well. But anyway, stop tickling myself, all right, and giving myself credit. Tell me your thoughts on this event from what you can see. Yeah, and also let me know if maybe you would prefer no quest lines. I'm just wondering how bothered people are about quest lines, because these events would be so much easier to make if I didn't bother with quest lines. But then it's kind of difficult because part of me wants to kind of come up with something on the cuff like I did for this one. All of that was improv, by the way. I didn't come up with any of that, but for the most part my quest lines are improv anyway. I just write them in one day. I just kind of bash them out. I'm like, there you go, that's it. You know, like an hour. I spend like an hour on the quest lines and that's it. I just bang them out. I'm done. But it would be like less time for me if I didn't bother with quest lines. So tell me that as well. But anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. See you in the next one. Goodbye.